From a room next to my bathroom in my basement, this is My Worst Holiday, a podcast about your worst wedding, funeral, bachelor party, bachelorette party, or whatever story's funny after the fact. It doesn't even have to be a holiday. And with that being said, today we have a very special guest, Mr. JeremiahCoughlan. Say hello, Jeremiah.
Hello, it's Coughlan. Yeah, hello everybody.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's lovely. Yeah,
like that?
I love the energy.
Anything that fast.
Right off the top. Yeah.
I don't even fuck around. I don't fuck around, Jeremiah.
Good thing. Yeah. Hello.
I could have fucked up the whole thing. JeremiahCoughlan. Yeah,
that's
like that.
It. Yeah. Then we have to get you a job as a telemarketer. Yeah.
Exactly.
I get Coughlan a lot.
Yeah.
Like, is Mr. Cougaholic there? I was like,
Cougaholic. Are you recovering Cougaholic or
yeah. I just might be. Well, I'm a Washington State fan, so you know.
Oh, there you go.
It's its own misery by itself. You don't need alcohol for that. But
so tell us everything about you. What do you got going on? You're a stand-up comedian?
Stand-up comedian out of Portland, Oregon. Been here for 19 years. Grew up in Eastern Washington, and yeah, I'm doing a lot of stand-up now. I've had a day job for a very long time, and now I do not. And I make a podcast that people fall asleep to, called Sleepy Time Sports, where I talk about sports with my best pal, and it's on a sleep device called a Hatch, which is like a very fancy alarm clock. And so yeah, you have to have a Hatch and you have to have a subscription to hear Sleepy Time Sports, but it does exist. And if you're listening or watching, please go find one and buy one. We need you to. But it's kind of a weird job that fell in my lap 6 months ago, and just ran with it. And so yeah, just full time that and stand up comedy.
Now, do you Patreon or
say again?
Do you have a Patreon or anything?
No Patreon. No. Tried that once. I used to have a podcast. You'll probably appreciate this. It's still out there. You can still listen to it. It's called Fear and Loathing in Tacoma.
Oh, nice.
And it was any stand-up comic I could think of. I would get them on there to tell me their best story about the time they got high. And so there was like mushroom stories, like crazy stories from everybody. So we had a Patreon for that I think one person gave me $5 for, and I was like, okay, cool, I've made it. Yeah, no, so just doing stand-up. I'll be out. What's today? Thursday? Yeah, okay. Thursday. Yeah, to Monday. I leave for Indiana. I'll be in Indianapolis. I'll be at the Helium in Indianapolis. One of my best friends in comedy is a hilarious man named Zoltan Cassis. And Zoltan is going to be headlining the Helium in Indy, and then we'll go to the Funny Bone in Dayton, Ohio, and then we'll go to Summit City and Fort Wayne, Indiana.
No, are you driving through there?
Yeah, so I fly into Indy, and then him and I are gonna buddy road trip comedy movie.
Okay.
The new Tommy Boy will be me and Zoltan
on, and he has a movie out called The One-Nighters. Has a lot of great comedians, and it was about being on the road in the 90s, and they filmed it all. Yeah, it's super good. Check that out. It's on YouTube. Phil Perrier.
Yeah, there's another one. There's a movie called Montana Run that's like that too. That's so in the Northwest. There's like it used to be called Tribble Runs. There was a guy named Dave Tribble who's since retired, and he booked some of the worst comedy rooms in the Northwest. I mean, it was like famous, like he couldn't even argue that he was like, no, this is good. Everybody knew it wasn't good. And they were just like always like 9 hours apart, every day you had to go. And, it was like casinos and Grange halls, and just, it was, I caught like the tail end of it. And there's still some of that going on out here, but Montana Run is basically based on the idea of the Tribble Run. So probably similar to the One-Nighters.
Yeah.
Similar storyline, which is just people driving in cars like, what have we done with our lives? Why are we?
Well, they had a lot of great comedians on, like Little Timmy Wilson was in it.
Okay.
Judy Tenuto. Yeah, they had a bunch of really,
Nice.
really top notch people on there watching
Well done.
or filming with them and stuff like that. Two of them are dead now. Like the two I mentioned, Judy Tenuto and Tim Wilson, they're both gone.
Car crashes, ironically.
No, Timmy died of a heart attack, and Judy died of cancer. Yeah,
inappropriate. I'm sorry.
Just totally inappropriate.
I didn't know. I don't know. I didn't kill him. That's all I know. I didn't do it.
Well, Tim Wilson, like apparently there was a plane crash, like a bad plane crash, and Tim was working this room, and he said something about the pilot, like made some pilot joke or whatever. Goes and everybody's just kind of like the room fell, like nothing.
Yeah.
And so he goes up to the bar a little bit later, and that was the hometown of the pilot. Like,
yeah, foot and mouth.
Oh,
whoopsie daisies.
Yeah. Well, that sucked.
Yeah, there's some great horror stories. I think Augie Smith's a really great guy who's from around here, and I'm pretty sure it was him who has a story about he booked and it was like a benefit for the police, but then like right before comedy there had been like some kind of tragedy, and so there was like several dead police officers, and they did like rang the bell and did the whole thing, and then we're like, okay, here's Augie with comedy, and he's like, what the fuck do you want me to do now? Like, let's have a moment of silence for our fallen brothers.
Did he kill? Talk about a dead room.
Yeah, that's a tough spot. Tough spot to be in.
From that one.
I'm going to Prineville, Oregon very soon, and I'm debating because I just listened to this podcast about kind of started after COVID, where people were like, there's like a crazy people in like Taiwan or Singapore or something. I don't remember exactly, but there's YouTube channels where people will pay them money to like torture monkeys, like little monkeys.
Why?
Because people are fucked up. Yeah, people are sick, and one of the main people was in Prineville, Oregon.
Some fun? I mean, some real fun.
Yeah.
Have you given a monkey a purple nurple?
Dude.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. Yeah, like crazy. Like you don't even want to know. I wish I never listened to that podcast, but
yeah, I wish you hadn't either. I don't want to think about that. That's awful.
I'll send you the link, but
yeah, I don't need any favors, Jeremiah.
One of the main guys lives in Prineville, though, and I'm like, what if he's at the show? Like, do I bring up the monkey stuff?
Oh, fuck yeah. And then you point him out. And that motherfucker over there.
Beat his ass.
That's right.
Crazy. It's a crazy one.
Fucking twisted fuck.
So, anyways.
Not wired right is what I'm thinking.
Indiana, Ohio next week. And then, a lot of Northwest stuff going on. I'm doing a big trip out in May, and just like I said, I've had to work my whole life, and then, not that I'm not working now, but when people are like, "Hey, do you want to come to Tulsa?" It's like, yeah, I guess I do. All right, so I'm just like agreeing to a lot of things that without a lot of foresight, and then I'm just like, okay, well, I guess we're doing that. I think I'm going to go back to Alaska this year. I love doing comedy in Alaska. They need entertainment. Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of people on the lam, a lot of people on the run from the law up there, and they need to laugh too. I
didn't know that. See, you just taught me something today.
Oh yeah, Alaska's
a bunch of scofflaws up there.
Yep, Alaska's full of people. You're either. I actually asked that the first time I was there. I was in a. Where the hell was I? Like Eagle River, which is a smaller, like kind of suburb of Anchorage. And I was like, I don't know anything. The only things I know about Alaska are what I've learned from the History Channel. So is anybody here an ice road trucker? Is anyone here related to Jewel?
Yeah.
And is anyone here a murderer on the run from the law? And that one got the biggest applause. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't meet anybody related to Jewel, but her family is there.
Who here is killed? Huh? Huh?
Yeah. Alaska's awesome.
All right.
I liked it up there.
That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Going back. I think I'm going back in September.
Jewel. A lot of times.
There you go.
I had a thing for Jewel back in the day.
Yeah? You wanted to save your soul?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Save anything from her, man. God, she's delicious.
If you're watching, Jewel,
yummy. I mean, hello.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff going on. A lot of good stuff. Staying busy.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that's it. It'll be baseball season before you know it. I work all summer for the Portland Pickles baseball team. I actually yesterday we had to have our septic tank pumped, and the guy at the place
at the ballpark.
No, just at a property that my grandpa left me when he passed away.
Oh, okay.
We're getting the shit tank pumped, and the guy calls me and he's like, "Hey, is this the Pickles guy?" And I was like, "What did you Google?" He's like, "Yeah, I Googled you." I was like, "Why?"
Hey. And this will be the first day that I've ever heard of the Portland Pickles. So, summer Woodbat college baseball. Like if you know what the Cape Cod League is, or they have it over in the Midwest. They have the Northwoods League, which is in Minneapolis or Minnesota and Wisconsin. Those we have the Peoria Chiefs, which is their lower league of the Cubs.
Okay, so that's affiliated, minor league baseball. So this is like college wood bats. So these are kids that are in summer break, and they're usually like Division I. We get a lot of like Pac-12 because we're on the West Coast, so or whatever it used to be, the Pac-12.
Yeah, we actually have the pistol shrimp here in town, the Peru pistol shrimp.
The Peru pistol shrimp.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. We're nowhere near shrimp. Nowhere near fucking shrimp. There is not a body of salt water from 2,000 miles either way.
Illinois Valley pistol shrimp is it? So it's college. So that's collegiate summer league baseball. Yeah, that's the same. That's the same as the Portland Pickles. They would be in the same stratosphere of. It's not minor league baseball. It's just.
But the mascot takes it very seriously, and he never breaks character. I'll tell you that right now. He will not break character, sir.
Well, yeah. What is a pistol shrimp, though? Specifically,
they're kind of like a mantis shrimp. They like fucking hit things like very hard with their claw, and it shatters like.
Oh, they have one big claw.
Yeah, and that thing will it'll knock the fuck out of you.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Interesting.
So, and he doesn't taste that good either. I licked them. They say don't lick the pistol shrimp, but I'm a rebel.
Too late. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can get arrested for that in most places.
Some states.
All right.
Not Illinois.
Not. All right. Yeah.
All right. Pushing the envelope. Oh yeah.
Illinois Valley.
I'll lick a fucking shrimp.
All right. Interesting. All right. Well, maybe that'll be happening. I wonder when that starts. Maybe it'll be when I go out there. Probably not though. They usually start later in the season. It'll be in June. So Portland Pickles is that kind of baseball, and we have a good time. I'm the on-field host for them. Basically, they just give me a microphone. I run around and make fun of people and cause chaos. And
awesome. Yeah. That's a great gig.
Yeah, it's the best job I've ever had. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my buddy Joe is like he's the PA announcer, so he's the now batting. He's the David Spade to my Chris Farley when we come to that, and he's the straight man, and I'm the one running around pushing people down and making people do dizzy bat and all that stuff. So
right.
And then we have a mascot. His name's Dylan T Pickle. The T stands for the, and
okay. Dylan P. Pickle.
Dill,
Dylan
yeah,
Pickle.
Dill for short.
Aaron Hawkins says, come to the Comedy Club, Comedy Vault in Batavia.
Okay. Comedy Vault in Batavia. What state is
Batavia? It's up by Chicago.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Aaron's a director and writer of a movie called Evil Lurch. You can find it on Tubi. Please do. It's a very good movie. The score is fantastic. Like the soundtrack is awesome. Super
Okay.
awesome. Yep.
Batavia comes up as...
I don't know if you made a deal with Mosaic TV yet or not, but I have, and we are on Mosaic TV. We're worldwide, baby. So go to mosaictv.com and sign up for Mosaic. If you have a Roku device, if you have an Amazon Fire Stick or an Amazon TV or a Android, there it is.
There you go.
I knew I could come up with a basic fucking word if I worked really hard at it. So go on there and sign up for Mosaic TV and see us. There you go.
Wow, that's exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah,
I think we're live right now. Like it comes out of Kentucky, and so I'm Kentucky famous, like Kentucky bar famous, because it streams to like 2 bars in Kentucky. So we're Kentucky bar famous now.
I love that.
Yeah,
good for you.
Baby steps, you start with a couple bars in Kentucky. Who knows where it goes?
Learning a lot over here.
Straight to the top. Straight to the top. One thing I know about podcasting is number one, all the ass you get, and number two, just back up the money truck. All right, it's coming in. That's what I know about. That's what I know about podcasting.
I love that.
How lucrative.
All right, the Comedy Vault in Batavia. Look at that. I'm on the calendar right now. I'm looking at it.
Oh,
they got some good stuff coming up. Yeah. It's like Brad Upton. Brad Upton's a Seattle guy. He'll be over there in March. Go see Brad Upton in Batavia.
Yeah.
Do it. It's worth it. Do you hear that? Can you hear that? Yeah. I don't know how to make it stop. Make it stop.
Super cool. All right. Well, hey, hit us with a story, Jeremiah. What do you got? What do you...
Story. Yeah.
Something embarrassing, something fun, something that happened to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Or anybody else. Like you can talk about your buddy getting sodomized or something. Just something, whatever.
Like, my buddy in Prineville.
Dude, like, how did this happen?
My buddy in Prineville has got a thing for monkey torture. I was just thinking, I just told this story a couple times in the last couple of days because it's one of those, I mean, it's not super mortifying, but it's one of those core memories where you're like, oh, that was embarrassing. Was when I was a pretty small kid. I think I would have been like 7 or 8. And my family, we have a bunch of East Coast family. And so we took a big group of people to the Statue of Liberty. And it was a large group, and I was a little kid, and there was a bunch of other little kids, and we went to Statue of Liberty, and I don't know, I guess it was cool. I don't remember a ton of that, but then afterwards they took us to McDonald's, and I I just remember they sat all the kids down, and they're like, okay, we're doing Happy Meals, and you raise your hand when you hear like what you want, right? And so they they said, who wants a hamburger Happy Meal? And I raised my hand. That sounded good. And then they're like, okay, who wants a cheeseburger Happy Meal? I was like, well, of course. Yeah. Cheeseburger is better than a hamburger. And they're like, Who wants chicken nuggets Happy Meal? And I was like, yeah, well, I didn't know there was going to be better fucking options. You should have laid this out.
Why don't you just start with the good stuff first? Start with the fucking nuggets, then go to the cheeseburger, then go to your plain ass hamburger so the kid with fucking allergies to pickles can finally eat something.
Seemed to make sense. And then, but the person doing
intolerant little shit is the only one raising his hand on that one.
The person doing the poll finally, she called me out. I don't remember who this lady was. She was like a friend of an aunt or something. She was like, hey, you can't keep raising your fucking hand on all the things. And I was like, well, you didn't explain this very well. And I remember being like, really embarrassed by that. I was like,
hey, this is on you, cunt.
I think that's what I said. I think that's what 8-year-old me said to her. And I did not get a cheeseburger after that.
You did not get a cheeseburger. Did you get your nuggets? Did you get your chicken nuggets? Or I mean, is there a happy ending to this story, Jeremiah?
Not really. It's
Not
just one of
really.
those things that
So I got a plain ass bitch hamburger because I didn't know the options were
yeah.
going to expand.
I didn't know how polls worked. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't know you could wait and get something better at the end.
I'm
So
5. Like I don't. The things that people expect from like like little kids, like the adults think that the kids are going to think like adults, and they don't. They're thinking about fucking, I don't know, kites, or
yeah.
burning ants on a sidewalk or something.
Mm-hmm.
My brother is getting married, and my nephew is like 3, and he's the ring bearer. And she goes, Bradley, walk down the aisle and give the ring to daddy. And he's just staring at her, and I go, he's really not picking it up. So
Yeah.
she goes, Bradley, get the ring down the aisle. I'm like, he's not stupid. I'm like, he's thinking of fucking fire trucks. And she's looking at me like I'm an asshole. Like I'm the asshole in the situation.
I'm sure
I realize the mental capacity of a 3-year-old. Like
the problem is not that the kid is deaf. He can
No.
hear what you're saying. Stop yelling louder at him.
Yes, that probably got through to his brain better. That's just science. If you don't understand that, man.
Yeah, it's those core memories too, because that kid, he'll remember that, and or maybe he won't. Maybe he'll get lucky, and it won't be, he won't have secret shame around his having to take a poll at McDonald's story that he remembers. 40 years later, he's like, God, why'd she have to call me out in front of everybody? I feel like she shouldn't have done that. I feel
Those
like that was on her.
developing years, man. You can't do that to a kid.
Yeah, it's too late now. Too late now. So I mentioned it earlier, the Fear and Loathing in Tacoma. That comes from a story that when I was in high school, I grew up in a
bats.
What's that?
Did you see bats?
I saw a lot of stuff actually. So yeah, there was well, they get a load of these goddamn bats.
Down the road on Muscaline.
We when I was in high school, the girls basketball team at my high school was the best girls basketball team ever in the history of the state of Washington.
Oh,
they won every game, and so they were headed to the state tournament, which was in Tacoma, Washington, which is like a 3-4 hour drive from where I grew up.
Play basketball against other tall lesbians.
Yes, and okay. They crushed them. They crushed all of them.
Good for them.
We had girls from there who went on to play in the WNBA. Like it was that
nice.
They were that good. And so we're like, all right, we're gonna skip out of school like everybody else, and we're gonna go to Tacoma. But we kind of like, we kind of like the suitcase in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, right? We had we had a salt shaker full of cocaine and all this stuff, and
right.
And we're 17. We think we're having, we're some kind of like drug lords or whatever, but we got a little antsy, and we decided we were gonna like take some acid and then get in the van. And the one person who didn't take acid,
so somebody was the designated driver.
Yeah,
the one
at least
not tripping balls.
Yeah,
I don't want to be the guy that's trying to. How many of there were you?
So there was 5 of us.
Five of us. So you got one guy that's going to be herding around 4 tripping balls, young guys. Okay.
And we've made T-shirts that say Fear and Loathing in Tacoma on them.
Yeah.
Handmade. We've, in Sharpie written this on shirts, and we're all, we're starting to kick in, but we're like, we should go now. And it's like 11 o'clock the night before the day we're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So we're like, we'll drive all night. And at the same time, the I don't know if this is national news, but there was a thing in Seattle called the WTO riots. Which was like they had a big World Trade Organization meeting in Seattle. Yeah. So it was right then, like 1999, 2000, right? And so we're like frying balls. We're like, we're gonna go to Seattle and we're gonna get in these riots, and we don't really care, but we're gonna fuck some shit up. That was that was our brilliant plan.
And the mind of a chaotic boy at 17, 18 years old on acid.
Yeah.
Like,
We're
fuck yeah, we are.
it's gonna work out great. Everything's gonna
Got
be
a case
fine.
of Budweiser too.
Yeah, I think we might have had a couple beers, but so we're driving.
My old podcast partner swears up and down that Budweiser is the absolute best beer to drink while tripping balls.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember I used to drink Coors Light a lot, and the thing about LSD is you can drink your face off. I mean, you just don't get drunk because of everything else going on. I remember being able to drink like 20 Coors Lights on acid, and just be like, I think I'm completely sober, and then the acid wear off, and you're like, when did I get so drunk? What the fuck happened to me? So we're gonna drive, like 4 hours in a car, and I remember we stopped in this like a truck stop, and we've got t-shirts on, we're all geek-eyed and freaking out, and I'm just trying to buy some beef jerky from this guy, and there's a guy who's working the register at this truck stop, and he looks at me and he goes, "Fear and Loathing in Tacoma. What the fuck does that mean?" And I have no answers for this guy. I'm just like, I don't know. And I like turn around to try to run like away from him, and there's just like a cardboard display of fucking gummy bears or something, and I just run into it and knock the whole thing onto the floor. And I'm just like, sorry. And I can't stay. I gotta go. So we're like halfway. We're a little over halfway. We're in a place called Snoqualmie Falls, which is where Twin Peaks was all filmed at Snoqualmie.
Oh, all right.
So and the person driving is doing this thing where he's trying to make sure everybody stays awake, so we're nice and fresh when we get to the riots, right? And he's like rolling the windows down and straddling the solid white line to be on the like drunk bumps, and it's like screaming at the top of his lungs, and of course a Washington State patrolman sees this happening, right? Just a blue minivan full of fucking geeked out people, doing 90, straddling the white line with the windows down and smoke coming out the windows, right? And a key to the story is that earlier on in the night, I think it was me, but we'll just say someone had convinced everybody in the back that was on acid that, stripping down to our boxers was a good, because it's a long ride. You got to be comfy.
Right. You got to be fresh. Yeah.
You want to be comfy, and, no pants is the way to be.
Exactly.
And, just take your pants off. So everyone takes their pants off.
I don't know how weird this is going to get from here on out.
It gets not too much more weird, but when they pulled us over, and they can obviously smell marijuana. I
accidentally rented this movie once.
Yeah, you usually skip this part. And they're like, all right, you guys got some weed in here. I mean, this is, before weed's legal and all that. And or at least where I live. I don't know about Illinois, but
Illinois legal.
Okay, good for you. Yeah. And they're kind of finally done with our bullshit, because we're like, nah, we got cigarettes or whatever. And they're like, all right, we're not idiots.
Yeah.
Everybody get out of the van. So this officer comes over, and he flings open the sliding door, and there's 4 fucking kids geeked out with no pants on. And without missing a beat, this guy goes, "Holy shit, you kids jacking off back here?" One of our friends is like kind of like a Mike, like he's like kind of a meek and mild kind of person. He was like, "No, just getting comfy." So he's like, "Well, put your pants back on." So everybody gets their pants on, and they pull us out, and we're like,
it's like a scene out of Super Troopers. That's what.
Yeah. And we're like geeked out. We're like, what the fuck? Like, we're in big trouble. Who knows what's going to happen?
Right.
So they're searching us, and that same kid, he gets searched, and he has some of, we have acid on sugar cubes.
Yeah.
And the cop pulls this baggie out of his pocket, and then it's like one of them's like kind of crushed up, but it's like, and the cop says, "Why do you have sugar in your pocket? Do you have diabetes? And again, without missing a beat, this kid goes, no, it's acid. Why? What? Why don't you just have diabetes?
Just have diabetes.
This would be a lot better for everybody, I think, if you just said yes. So they take.
You just turn and slap him.
Probably would have been a good idea. They take three of us and put us in one cop car. And it's me, the kid who doesn't have diabetes, and another kid who's just really high, but he's not handcuffed or anything. And he's got remember the old paper Instamatic cameras?
Yeah.
Like the single-use cameras.
Yeah.
And he's got one of those. And he's like, I'm going to take your picture. He's like doing this Pee Wee Herman voice. Because
he's on acid.
Yeah. So the whole trip we've been doing this. What is that Cheech and Chong movie with Pee Wee Herman where he's like, I'm not sorry. I said I'm sorry.
That's Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry.
Mm-hmm.
He's been doing that the whole time, and now he's taking our picture, and the flash is going off in the back of this cop car. They let us. We convinced one of these guys who were like, "Hey man, we gotta pee." So there's a little ridge we go up to the top of, and as I'm already freaking out, stage fright times 1,000. And it just for no unprompted, this cop says, "You boys run or I'll shoot you." Also, not what you want to hear. Not what you want to hear.
Exactly.
No.
Well, I wasn't gonna freak out, but now I'm kind of fucking freaking out.
Yeah, this is very scary. They they take the one kid who doesn't have diabetes to the county jail, and we're just sort of stumbling around. We don't know what the fuck to do. We got to wait for him. We got to go get him.
You guys don't have acid sugar cubes in your pocket like Mr. Diabetes did. Yeah.
Yeah. So they let us go. The kicker to the story is his dad is a police officer, the DARE officer, nonetheless.
Oh, nice.
So we're in big trouble. They won't release him to us, and his parents are like, you guys don't. He's not going with you. Our parents have been called, the whole thing, right?
Yeah, they're not impressed with this crew.
No, didn't get invited to the birthday parties after that.
Yeah.
No Christmas cards. But then
does your kid not have diabetes? He's fucking stupid.
Yeah, and no pants on.
No pants on.
So we're literally caught with our pants down by the Washington State Patrol, and
there it is.
I
see what you did there.
I think probably the silver lining is who goddamn knows what we would have got into if we'd actually made it to Seattle to riot.
Made it to Seattle, exactly.
So we probably were saved by this whole situation.
What was the fucking Rittenhouse? You had been old Kyle Rittenhouse up there.
Yeah, we probably would have met him in a bad way. Yeah. And that we've been trafficking drugs this whole time, and they they caught us.
Mill's gonna go. Oh, you heard what happened, didn't you?
Pounds. Yeah. They had pounds of drugs, kilos. There was kilos in the trunk.
They had a kilo of acid. What?
We didn't have any of that. I ended up, getting a marijuana possession, which now, 20 years later, who gives a shit? But
back then though, it was like the bust of the century,
Yeah. They've caught the part of the cartel or whatever.
Il Jeremiah. We got him, boys. We got him with an ounce.
But they let us go, and the good news is that
they could have got high for a week off of this.
Had to take his diabetes medicine afterwards.
You like insulin.
Yeah, just sugar.
I knew. That would when you started that and he pulled out the bag of sugar and one was crumbled. I thought the cop was gonna fucking taste it.
Oh, that would have been a
Oh,
good idea. That would
oh
have been
yeah,
funny.
and just like no, sir, don't do that. Don't. Imagine a cop tripping balls taking you guys back.
It's like
Swinging the bats. Oh, the fucking bats.
Toby Maguire in the back seat. They ended up letting us go, and then the one kid he didn't even get charged with anything because I guess they tested the sugar and didn't find any acid. I don't know, who knows what the fuck they did. It definitely helped that his dad was a cop, and they were like, yeah,
I'm sure it did. Oh, they found acid, no doubt, but he was a cop, so
we're just gonna let you go on this one. The girls did win the state title. They were
nice.
They were incredible, and then yeah, the rest of the weekend is also mostly a blur. I remember we were in a town called Fife, Washington, where there was like 37 people staying in one hotel room, and just the because it was like some parents were there to actually watch basketball, and then you're
right.
like, oh yeah, you forgot that your kid was just gonna get fucking shithoused this whole time and pretend like their parents weren't there, so
right.
Yeah, the crazy acid kids in the blue van through Fear and Loathing in Tacoma. So that's where the podcast came from, and we had some good fun with that for a while. But yeah, that's probably the big one. That was a weird time. That was a weird time for me for sure.
Crazy weird.
I don't recommend it,
but it never got weird enough for me. So I'm in line, and there is a line of beer. Hunter S. Thompson beer. It's called Flying Dog, and so I'm in line and I'm looking at this beer this kid's holding, and it's got Steedman's artwork on it.
Yeah,
and I go, "Hey, what beer is that?" And the kid looks at me. And he goes, "Ever heard of Hunter S. Thompson?" I'm like, "Have I? I read Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I read Hell's Angels. I read Campaign Trail 1972. Like, what was your favorite? Curse of Lana. Which one was your favorite?" And the kid looks at me and goes, "What?"
No, I mean from the movie.
I know. Yes, I have heard of Hunter S. Thompson. Have you?
He's like, who the fuck is Gonzo?
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Gonzo, exactly. Fear and Loathing, God, the Curse of Lano was like a cartoon illustrated book, which was fucking great. Like this kid's like, I found the beer. All right, buddy.
Johnny Depp. You're a Johnny Depp fan?
God.
I just really like Johnny Depp.
Yeah. If you don't tell me whose artwork that is on there, kid, I'm going to fucking punch you.
Yeah, you can't have this. There should be like a barrier for entry.
Give me that. You cannot have this.
Go drink Miller Lite.
You go read Hell's Angels and then come back, okay?
Sonny Barger kicked the shit out of him. Yeah, we thought we were Gonzo journalists back then, but
I did too.
We were just dumb kids.
Yeah, I wrote in all that kind of style of like everything I wrote was Gonzo.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
I even bought like the cigarette filter, and I had my typewriter, and a fucking visor, drinking scotch.
We just the other day I wandered into
I'm original.
The living room, and my wife is watching there's new seasons of The Hills. Do you know what The Hills is?
I've never watched it.
Yeah. Well, there's new seasons, and I noticed the guy, like the main character guys, he's got like a bucket hat on and a Hawaiian shirt and glasses. He's definitely leaning into the Hunter S look.
Oh yeah.
I go, who the fuck is that guy? And she says, that's Tommy Lee and Pam Anderson's son.
Oh.
He's like 27 years old now or whatever, and
yeah.
just banging everything that moves in Laguna Beach or wherever the fuck they
That's
are.
Hunter T. Thompson.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I wonder where he got his style from. How original.
Jesus. What's with all the fucking bats?
Don't watch that show.
No, I won't. No, it's reality TV.
Yeah.
I don't watch reality TV. I feel like even when I'm in the room and my daughter's watching Mama June Not to Hot, and she never was hot. But anyway, like I feel like I lose an IQ point as I walk through the room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, hey, can I hear a large girl fart again? That would be great. That would be fantastic. It's real. It's not. It's all fucking scripted. This is no shit. The direction I'm looking here at you, if you go through my wall, there's a house right next to me, and this guy's daughter was on a reality TV called my boyfriend, fiance, and ex-wife was a reality TV show for like 2 seasons, and they live right next to me.
Oh,
yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah, well, claim to fame.
Yeah.
that and I finger banged the lead singers of Stabbing Westward. I finger banged his sister.
Oh,
yeah,
good for you.
Yeah, he could not save her. No.
Gave her the old pistol shrimp.
The bang. Yeah, there it is. My brushes with greatness. That's what you got right there.
Love it.
Love it. That?
Yes.
So I'm pretty famous around this area.
You and the Starved Rock murder guy, huh?
Yeah, the Starved Rock. Yeah, Lester, whatever his name is, he's out now. I guess.
Yeah, I just watched it. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I think they did find his DNA or something like that. I think they did.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He probably did it. You know.
I'm thinking, yeah, maybe he did. But the guy, I like that the guy that's doing all the investigation, his dad was the lawyer that fucking got him thrown in prison.
Yeah.
And him and his dad are like, he's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. He's like, you're a fucking idiot.
I've got to do this, Dad. I've got to do this. No, you fucking don't.
Let it be.
Let it be.
I love that.
Yep.
I'm gonna go. I'll have to go check it out when I'm out there.
It's a beautiful, Starved Rock is gorgeous. Matheson's just gorgeous. You walk down through these canyons back to a waterfall. If you can go in there and hey, Brian Jensen's watching. Finally, What the fuck? This better be streaming in your bar, dude.
Yeah,
that's 3 bars I stream into. So
the third one.
Yeah.
On my watch, it's telling me it's time to move. I love that.
Nice.
Time to get up.
Well, we are coming up on 45 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the floor again, Jeremiah. You tell us everything about you, where we can find you, if they can send you money, if they can do whatever they can do to help you. You have the stage. Go get them.
Yeah, money'd be great. Seems unlikely, but
again, I just back up that Brinks truck so I can fill that fucker up with what I'm earning here.
Yeah. So JeremiahCoughlan.com. It's my name's on the screen there. So yeah, COUGHLAN. All my dates.
I spelled it right, fucker. I'm
fine. All my dates are up there. I need to update that, and then I'll be around. The February 7th through the 10th, pre-Super Bowl weekend. I'll be all around Indiana and Ohio, and then in May we're coming out doing a long ass trip. I'm doing like Boise, Boise, Salt Lake, Denver. Somewhere in between those two places, a couple nights in Minneapolis, Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls, Chicago, all of the above. So Peru, Peru.
Yep.
So
I'll be around 31 May 10th, May 10th. I'll be opening up for you.
It's gonna be awesome. I'm excited for it. Yeah. It's going to be great.
Stand up in like 20, 23 years. I haven't done stand up in like 23 years. So like this is my first time on stage again in a very long time.
There you go. The return.
The return. Yeah.
Yeah. You like Kiss. They never actually break up. They just keep telling everybody they're gonna,
I wish they would. Just
Yeah.
go the fuck away. You're awful. Just fucking awful.
Yeah, go to the website, go to my Instagram. That's the best way you can follow me. Is it's just the same JeremiahCoughlan at Instagram. Follow me there, and I put up a schedule every month, and I'll be around. If you're in the Northwest, come to a Portland Pickles baseball game, support those guys, and yeah, we'll see you around. Thank you.
Now, do you guys do you got like big jars of pickles? You know, the people
there are
buy
pickles available. Yeah,
All right,
yeah, pickle
great.
on a stick.
Yeah, okay, pickle on a stick. Now, is it more than just dill? Do you have your garlic or your bread and butter or your
you
all
got, of it.
You got like a cornucopia of pickles there.
There's a thing called the Snickle, which is a Snickers bar inside a dill pickle.
God, that's gross, and I hope to God that never happens again.
Yeah,
it's an abomination to God.
It's a really awful thing they do.
Brian says, dude, it's going to be great. Amy's also watching. Brett Allen's been watching. He's a podcaster, area 31, or area 51. Dustin Pierce, he's a buddy of mine. Paul Gilbertson, John Supley. Thanks for watching, everybody. As always, you can find me at myworstholiday.com. You can email me at myworstholiday@gmail.com. You can see me on Mosaic TV. If you have a Fire Stick, if you have a Roku device, if you have an Amazon TV, if you have an Android product, go to Mosaic TV and get on that See Us there. So, with that being said, from a room next to my bathroom in my basement, this has been My Worst Holiday. Good night, everybody.
So exciting. Thank you.